How I measure profitability of a specific legal case. I've been managing a law firm for over 10 years, and my dream was always to reach a level where I could measure profitability of a single case. In many ways, I see handling a legal case like a sports workout. I do CrossFit, and the coaches always say, you have 15 minutes, now figure out how to get the best possible result. Then they explain how to attack the workout efficiently. I see legal cases very similarly, because profitability is really the result of handling a case correctly and efficiently, both for the client and for the firm. So how do I decide how many hours a lawyer in my firm should spend on a case? First, you need to understand that the law firm is the cases. The cases generate the revenue, and together all the cases are essentially the business itself. Then I divide the firm into legal practice areas. For example, immigration, real estate, inheritance, and any legal topic that your firm is handling. Every case belongs to a department. And this allows me to measure profitability both on the macro level, meaning the field, and the micro level, meaning every individual case. When you're a solo lawyer, this is easier, but when you grow and reach 70 employees like I did, employees don't naturally think like the business owner. They may want to impress the client, and sometimes they work much more than necessary. So after years of struggling with profitability, and while generating millions in monthly revenue, I developed a smart system that measures employee profitability, department profitability, and case profitability. I divided the firm into 5 operational efforts. Into sales, into case handling, into management and development, marketing, and finance and collection. Every effort receives an economic value. In my model, 35% goes to sales, 35% to case handling, 20% to management and development, 5% to marketing, and 5% to finance and collections. You can divide this any way you want, and sometimes I divide it differently depending on the relevant legal field. Every effort is divided into sub-efforts. For example, sales includes appointment setter, meeting manager, closer, expert. Sometimes there's a helper involved that gets part of the credit. Case handling is also divided into tasks like drafting appeals, court appearances, client communication, and every legal field would have different sub-efforts. Every sub-effort receives an economic value. This allows me to measure exactly how much economic value every employee creates. The goal is that the salary expenses remain around 40% of the value produced. Highly efficient employees can earn excellent salaries if they generate enough value, and they deserve it. Now, let's take a simple example. A case valued, let's say $3,000. Out of that, 35% belongs to case handling. 40% of that becomes salary expenses. So in the end, around 14% of the case value becomes labor budget for handling the case. Now, let's say the lawyer handling the case earns around $4,500 a month. I calculate effective working hours. Effective hours are around 70% of monthly work hours. So out of the 182 monthly hours, we're left with around 127 effective hours. I divide the salary by 127, and the lawyer costs roughly $35 per effective hour, which means that the lawyer can spend around 12 hours on the case while staying inside profitability target. So when the lawyer receives a case, they receive a value of the case and the maximum hours, a number of hours allowed. A senior lawyer with a high salary may be allowed fewer hours than a junior lawyer. And just like in a good workout, the lawyer now knows what needs to be done and how much time is available. The goal is not to burn hours. The goal is to solve the client's problem efficiently and professionally. After the 40% salary expenses, and of course if the handler solves the problem in fewer hours, the case becomes even more profitable, then the rest of the budget is allocated. In our model, 15% goes to marketing, 7% goes to rent, and 10% goes to office expenses. Everything is calculated after VAT, and payroll taxes are inside the salary expenses. So in the end, our target is to remain around 28% profit before tax. Then something very interesting happens. Once the employee finishes the case, they can see exactly how much profit remained from the case they handled. And they can see how much becomes value, how much value also they personally contributed to the firm. So now we have a smart system that measures both the contribution of every employee and the profitability of every single case. And for me personally, this is a dream come true. It took me more than 10 years of thinking, testing, and refining to build this system. And honestly, why spend 10 years figuring this out alone when you can shorten the process and experience a smart system I developed, which almost any law firm can use. Follow me for more videos about how to build a law firm with higher revenue, higher profitability, and happier clients.